stress.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is JLeesCorner. This is my review for Love at the Lockup Season 3, Episode 38. Y'all know the foolishness continues as always. Okay, but first things first, do not forget to subscribe to my channel to become a whole JayBird, dun 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 dun, and all that goodness and stuff. Do not forget to always like the video. Okay, either on your way in or on your way out. It is always greatly appreciated. You can also comment in the comment section. You can also hit the little share button and share it on your social media. Do not forget to relax, to relate, to release into yourself and everyone around you. Girl, inhale and exhale. It's 2:20 in the morning, and I feel like I've been sitting here not sitting here, but for the past hour, I have been attempting to stay focused to get this dang gone review done. So let's get this done, okay? Do not forget to follow me on social media at J_Lees_Corner on IG and Twitter. And always, like and subscribe. Okay, y'all know today, Sunday, we will be on Bondi Blue channel later tonight. At 6:30 p.m., we'll be interviewing Tressa from the season of Ready to Love. So again, tonight, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Bondi Blues channel, we have Tressa on. And then tomorrow, Monday, we will have on Niecy's channel, we will have Alexis from Ready to Love as well. So those will be two great interviews. And then our regular panel is this Thursday on Jamie That's Me channel. So come and have a great time with us, okay? Either way it go, you're going to have a good time with us, okay? But yes, I am here. I am tired. We're going to get this thing done. Girl, get this thing done, what I meant to say, okay? But let's start with who we have first, okay? Lisa got out of jail, okay? And she do look like a boy, okay? But she also just looks like a woman with, short hair. It's a boy's haircut, okay? That is definitely a boy's haircut. Like if you 5 and you want your first haircut, that's usually what 5-year-old boys want. But again, she was in prison, so who cares? So, this is what she looks like regularly with a new wig on, okay? So Stan is happy to see her. As you see, he is so smiling and giddy, like, oh my God, my sex partner is home and whatnot, okay? Now, he said, her hair is short. Her clothes are very baggy, whatever, they don't fit her, but he still is attracted to her. He wants to get home and have some alone time with Lisa. Lisa is like, maybe not. Okay. Now he said, I hope we can have sex or whatever when we get back to the house. And he even shows her in the car how his manhood is a bit stiff because he is so excited. I was like, ew. Okay, but anyway, Lisa's happy out of prison. I'm just happy to not be around 2,000 females all up in my face. I am happy to be out. I feel like she also wants him to stop hugging and kissing on her. It's like, but he's happy. Hug, 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 kiss, kiss, kiss. Let's hold hands. Let's get together, okay? Let's get together. And she like, I don't know. Anyway, now she brings up how she do like Stan. I like Stan or whatever. I think he's my spiritual soulmate. And, his age does not matter. I was like, oh, okay, fine. She also brings up how Stan is wild in bed or whatever. And how his sexual desires, based on the time they had sex, is wild. I'm like, what did he do? What did he let you or ask you to do to him that lets you know that one good time he is in the sack like a whole wild animal or whatever? She brings up how before she went to jail, they hung out a few times, like 2 or 3 times or whatever. And then one time they hung out at his house. He took her to his basement and he had a straight jacket hanging up from, I'm like, a straight jacket for who? Look, if I come to your house and you have a straight jacket, I'm leaving. Okay, you're not going to kidnap me. No, ma'am, no, sir, no, thank you, okay? But she brings up how, he likes to do things in the basement with that straight jacket, sexual. I was like, girl. Anyway, she also brings up that she likes women. You don't say, okay? Happens to look like a lesbian. Anyway, but again, she says she likes women. Then why you so? But did you like him before prison? Or was it because you was in prison? I don't know. Anyway, but she's like, what's not for him she would not even talk to men anymore because she likes cooch. But she brings about she's been married a few times. Okay, the first time she got married at 17, he beat her all the time. She left him. He then died from taking too many pills. You know what that means. Okay, I'm not gonna say the words. So she then got married again a year later to a dude or whatever, who I guess was crappy too, and she thought she divorced him, but the divorce is not final. Now the third guy she was married to, she brings about it was so bad or he was so bad that she not even want to discuss it. But again, she still has currently two husbands. I'm like, I think that's illegal, so you may go to jail again, but I'm like, I don't know. But I think if you thought the second marriage was over and divorced, getting married a third time isn't illegal unless you knew for a fact you were still married. You did it anyway. Either way it go, girl. Okay, so she also brings up how she has three children, and her oldest son calls her oldest son 22, and he's like crying, but no one cares about me, no one loves me, whatever. I just have no one. I feel like nobody cares about me. And she's like, no, don't feel that way. I'm here now. I'm out of jail. I'm not going back yet. So when you feel that way, call me. Okay, now I'll let you know how much I care about you, whatever. Now, staying here the conversation or whatever. She brings because again, she was not in his life, and she brings up how she feels like because of that. He does blame her. He has a lot of anger inside based on their bad relationship. Okay, but again, I'm like, how did he get her phone number? This is that an old phone that she had before she went to prison? Who paid the phone bill? Like, cause a phone just it may be a minute phone, but don't minutes run out? How long she was in prison for? Look, either way it go, I'm like, what is going on? It's just weird. Okay, it's just weird. I just feel like it's some bullshit afoot. But I was like, how did he get her phone number so fast? Like, or did she just call her all her children and gave them the phone number to stand by her phone? I'm just confused all over whatever. But anyway, Stan says to her after after she got off the phone with her son that you just need to take a break away from all your problems. She's like, that's my fucking son. Like, I can't, what do you mean? It's my kid. Oh, no, I don't mean him per se. I just feel like I'm saying, with your family situation, I'm saying, if you had no kids and no relatives, you would be great. I was like, the fuck? Stay. But what do we expect with an old man who out here looking for relationships on seeking arrangements, who got a fucking straight jacket in his basement? Well, I feel like he let people poke him with dildos in his butt. Girl, anyway, she out. She didn't like all the wigs. She wore one wig or whatever. But again, I mean, this speaks 1,000 words. I mean, it really does. I just don't know what to do. But I'm like, what is going on here? Stan is just weird. But I feel like she likes it. Because look at them riding around in the car. Ride around and I'm getting it. Ride around and I'm getting it. On for the low. But I feel like she wants to be with him money wise. But she also know it takes forever sometimes for straight girl finally. But see, she riding around in the car, this is smiling. This is happy. But she out of prison, so that could be out of prison happiness. I don't know. Anyway, let's move on to Britney and Ray. Honey, Britney and Ray, Ray got out. Boom, pow, pow. So even though the last episode we saw where the prison van put him back in the car and drove him back to prison, they actually did take that man back to the prison. The grandma talked to somebody else who was outside waiting too, and the grandma was told that the prison people took him back to the prison because they weren't supposed to be there. Prisoners are supposed to be like take a bus or train. No, it's a bus. Take a bus or whatever. And because his family was there, they could not release him to the family people or whatever. So they could only take him back to the prison and release him at the prison. I'm looking like, well, that don't make no damn sense. What does it matter? If he free, he free. Right? If he free, he free. Then he has to go to a halfway house. I'm looking like, don't he need a ride to get girl? I don't know. Anyway, the family in Brittany then follows the prison van back to the prison. They're then led onto the prison grounds and then they let him out. I'm like, that was the stupidest shit ever. Y'all was at a place to let him out. Did not let him out because his family was waiting to drive him back to the house. Girl, anyway, when he gets out, the family stayed in the car. She ran, I'm gonna run to you. Ooh, ooh. And she ran to her man and they hugged and they kissed or whatever. And people sit in the car and let them have their moment. And she kissed them. Oh, they keep kissing. I'm like, I mean, they gonna fuck eventually. So, he brings up how happy he is to be home, how happy he is to, see his girlfriend, his lady, his love, okay, Brittany, and how he was also happy to see his family. But he also brought up how he would have preferred to have some alone time with Brittany because his family wanted to be there to see him get out. I feel both ways. I feel like if he wanted to see Brittany alone, his family could have waited. But she's also a stranger, so it's a catch-22. Okay, now he brings up his whole childhood or whatever. How before he was in prison, his freedom for granted. He took a life for granted mainly. He brings up how his parents separated when he was around 2 years old, and so he stayed with his mom at that time because he was his mom's only child. He then said, when he was 11, his mother was killed. Okay, his mother was shot 5 times in the chest and left in a van. I'm like, damn. And what it was for me was as he told the story, you can feel how much he still um has pain with that. Cause I was like, damn. Cause how old is he now? He 29. So that was 18 years ago. But again, it was a sadness in him as he told the story about his mom was killed because they never found out how or not how, but they never figured out why she was killed. A female being shot 5 times in the chest and then left in the van, for dead is not typical at all. So I felt horrible for him. And he brought up how because of how his mom died, and him knowing how she died, it fucked him up. Point blank period or whatever. And how at that point he was full of rage and anger because why did this happen to me? Why did I lose my mom in this way? So again, I can completely understand a little boy who loses his mom, who's his main parent, okay, and he just goes, he went ape shit. Look. I get it because at 11 years old, you not even in control of your emotions. You know what I'm saying? So, girl, I felt so bad when he said that. So he said he brought up how he went to prison because he was breaking into pharmacies and they were, breaking into pharmacies, stealing the medications, selling the drugs. Okay, he brought up how whatever did not sell, he would take it. So he was then addicted to drugs because he said the drugs helped him, cope with this anger, his pain of losing his mom. I'm looking like, look, I was like, oh. So I feel like the story he told her was less about money situations and more about he was just lost, like a lost little boy, just doing whatever because his mama got killed. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like, his family, the place didn't look poor. Like it wasn't, bitch. It ain't about that, okay? And not bitch. What I'm saying, but again, I felt so bad for him. But I also wonder, where the fuck was your daddy? I feel like he would have said, okay, like my mom died, I've been with live with my father, whatever. But I mean, I don't know. But fine. Anyway, so he's now out of jail. He says, I'm happy to be with her. Now, Brittany brings up how her family does not know he's out. And she does not want to know this yet because she wants to give him time to adjust to better prison. She does not want him being judged too soon. But I like that she said, with them not knowing he out, it gives me and him time to adjust before they meet him. Because look, things may not work out. Okay, that's an actual, factual, true possibility. So I'm happy she at least know they need some adjustment time too, because who he was in prison and who he is out of prison could be two completely different people. Okay, now we see that they just go to the halfway house, whatever, drop them off. The fact that Brittany then said, I forgot, but we broke up. Brittany said that she really wants to have her happy ever after with him, and she wants them to have 2 kids back to back. I'm like, that man he not even fully out of prison. He's fully out of the prison, but back into the halfway house was still a part of a prison. Because he brought up how I feel like I'm getting out of jail just to go into a different one because the halfway house is strict too. It's just as bad as jail. You may have a little bit more freedom, but you still have so many rules that if you break something simple, you go back to prison. So again, it's sad, sad, sad. But again, I mean, I'm happy. I really wish peace upon his spirit because again, a part of him ain't at peace yet because of his mom's murder. So I really, if they work out, I hope she is not a crazy, jealous, what you doing, who you with person. That man needs love and care. He needs some confidence too. I'm gonna leave that be. Anyway, Rachel and Doug. Rachel and Doug didn't have sex. Rachel and Doug didn't have sex all over the hotel room. But no, she look. Rachel trying to drive them to the hotel room. Okay, Doug is in the thing trying to finger pop her. I was like, leave her cooch alone. Let her drive. Okay, do you want her to crash? Because a real orgasm will make you crash. Okay, a fake one won't. A real, don't do that when I'm driving. Leave me be, bitch. Anyway, so they get to the hotel room. And she brings up how Doug is 6'5", she's 4'10". I'm like, I did not realize she was so short. When we see them together, you say, oh, okay, he's really tall. So I've never had sex with someone so tall. I'm like, look, sex with tall men is amazing. Point blank, period. Anyway, he brings up how he jumped off a few times the day he got out to make sure that he could have sex with her the day he gets out. I was like, I mean, that's smart. He said because he did not want to not last long. I'm like, I mean, okay, because he hasn't had sex since 2015. I mean, he has common sense a little bit, a little bit. Okay, so they both say how great sex was. It was amazing, amazing. They then had to drive to the house because again, he has to be in the house by 5 p.m. to avoid violating his parole. And so the hotel stays like a little quick sexcapade, and then we leaving or whatever. Okay. Now Doug brings up how he has never been in a relationship before. I said never because again, remember he went to jail the first time as a teenager, so I don't. It's not weird because he was so young when he went to jail. So he's like, I just used to mess with whoever back then or whatever, and one girl could not hold my attention. He then say, "Oh, but Rachel, she holds my attention. She's everything I need." I'm like, you say that because she was there for you when you were in prison. You didn't have anyone. It's like you can't say that about someone who you have not been with in real life. You didn't have access to no other pussies in prison. You didn't. So the one cooch who gave you some time, of course, she holds your interest. I'm not saying that it can't work out, but I'm like, you can't say, "Oh, this is the best watermelon ever." Have you been to a watermelon patch? Have you seen the other watermelons out in these streets? It's like Taco Bells are all over the world. You have all kinds of Taco Bells, but each Taco Bell is a little bit different. You may think, "Oh, my favorite Taco Bell is in Miami," but you get to Detroit. Oh no, I love some. Stop. Anyway, Rachel feels like, "Oh, we're great. Okay, I love him. He loves me." I'm like, "Girl, you foolish." He also brings up how he is his son, who's now 12. His son was 1 year old when he went to jail. When he got out the first time, he was 7. He said we had 40 days together, and I went back. I'm like, damn. So he admits he's missed basically his son's whole life. Yes, you have. Okay. Anyway, he brings up how he's also, because they got back to the house. He's like, this is our neighborhood. He's like, this is funny. You know, I never would be around this stuff unless I was trying to rob the place. Someone like, don't admit that on TV. But he's in shock about how it's a great neighborhood, how the house is so nice. I've never stayed in a house as nice as this unless I was robbed. And I'm like, stop admitting you rob people. Anyway, he's like, I know I can't fuck this up. I cannot fuck this up because again, I don't have shit. My son don't have shit. Like, she cared for my son. I cannot mess this up because that messes up for not just me, but for him too. And I was like, okay. Now Rachel said, I have never been so happy in my life. I know he's the second inmate I've dated. He's the second inmate I brought home. But you know what? The second inmate should be the best. I was like, if you say so. Because her ex-husband was also a ex-con. But again, we will see what happens with them. Okay, now we see the new couple, Anissa and Jeff. Okay, I was like, girl, Anissa is a fool. If you where's she at? Anissa's 51. She's an assembly worker. Okay. Jeff is 39. He is a felon in possession of a firearm. He had 3 years. But however, he was in jail before that, where I think he was drugged before. He got out and went back for the firearm possession. So she said, I'm a lifetime cougar. I've always been a cougar for this, a cougar for that. Okay. My first husband, I was married for 10 years. I was 29 and he was 19. I'm like, is that cougar though? I mean, it's weird, a little bit creepy because again, it's like, young, but whatever. So she brings up how our first husband did not do it for her anymore because I like a bad boy. And I was like, oh, okay. So when she got to her ex-husband, and she wanted to upgrade. She's like, I was on the prison. No, I was on the pen pal website and I found Jeff. I was like, so do people just write people in prison? I mean, I feel like people do say because people in prison who don't have anybody, they do sometimes have pen pal like groups. But I'm like, y'all, girl, I'm gonna stop it because I'm confused. Anyway, so 11 years ago is when she started writing Jeff as a pen pal. And she's like, he's my dream guy. He has all these tattoos. He's handsome. He has muscles. And I love that. I like a bad boy. I'm my girl. So she's been waiting 11 years. 11 years for this man. Okay, because again, 11 years is when she first started writing him. I was like, girl. So she out here with her cousin or whatever looking for wedding dresses because everybody who's dating the prisoner wants to get married. Okay, and so she is no different. Now the cousin then say, but what if he don't show up this time like he did not show up the previous 2 times? Now when she said that, the wedding dress store lady said, what? What y'all supposed to give him before he didn't show up? She said, well, yeah, like he got out of jail 2 times before. And those 2 times he never showed. I'm like, don't say it. Don't say it. Yes, he never showed up. The previous 2 times he got out of prison and she was waiting for him, he never showed up to meet her. She's never met him in person at all. And he keeps, I'm like, girl, even the wedding dress, she's like, what the? That's crazy. And you believe he's going to be, she's like, I have faith in him. He's going to show up this time. He cannot break my heart a third time. I mean, he can. You hope he won't. But he absolutely can. If he did it the first time and then did it again, he could absolutely do this a third time. And 3 times is a charm. Is 1, 2, 3 strikes you're out at the old ball game. Play ball, Anissa. Leave him alone, Anissa. In the past 11 years, there have been other inmates you could have at least gotten to know who actually want to talk to you. Why keep talking to the one inmate? Man, girl, I don't know. Maybe he's the only one that looks this way, in photos. Anyway, so cousin Penny, and what's her name, Penny? I don't know, maybe Penelope. It was something. But the cousin then say how she don't even think he's real. Okay, because he keeps not showing up. So is he actually a real person? I'm like, is she getting catfish from prison? Which is probably easy because they can only send you, photos of themselves or whatnot. But I feel like, girl, I don't know. So we later on see her at the house or whatever. She done bought a wedding dress, okay? Her friend Kyle come by. Now Kyle also believes this dude may not be real. Why? Because no one has ever seen him. No one has ever talked to him, and he never calls her when anyone is around. Now I feel like that's not her fault though. She can't control when he calls. Like it's prison. They can't, it's not a cell phone. But you would think over the past 11 years, someone would have at least heard his voice, but no one has. I'm like, is it a fake boyfriend? Are you faking a prison boyfriend? Girl, no, I hope not. I feel like she could, but I hope not. Lastly, we have Deonte and Nicole. Oh, poor Deonte. Deonte, sir, I just, you know, it's sad because on IG he doesn't seem so creepy. He doesn't seem so nerdy, and he doesn't seem so like goo goo gaga. But like I'm like she is playing like a fiddle. Like Fiddler on the Roof. Okay, what is going on? Now he's hoping to spend time with her today because again, he got her from prison and dropped her off to her mom's house and ain't talked to her since. We do see her at the house or whatever because he's on his way to see her at mom's house. And her mom was like coloring her blonde. And her mom was married to a man when she left for prison. When she came home, her mom had divorced a man and now is married to a woman who's her best friend. I'm like, okay, fine. Anyway, she brings up how, I do like Deonte, but I cannot stop thinking about my exes, mainly my ex Zach, who I was with before I went to prison, and we only broke up because why? I got 4 years. So Zach was unwilling to wait 4 years to be with her. But however, she got out of jail, and the first thing she wanted to do was talk to Zach. Okay, now Deonte waited a year and a half for her to get out of prison. Zach wouldn't wait at all, and you want to be like, oh hey Zach, I'm out. I'm like, girl, I cannot. Anyway, her mom tells us that Nicole cares more about things than people. You don't say. She's a gold digger. Anyway, the mom also brings up how it won't take much for Nicole to get into trouble again and go back to prison. You don't say? Okay. Because she told her mama, I'm going to let Deonte take care of me for a while. I'm like, you don't say gold digger. Deonte gets there, surprise. Hey, okay. So she meets her, he meets her mom. And I'm like, I guess it's fine. So when Nicole was watching her or whatever, Deonte and mama talk, chit chat. The mama then said, I hope that you don't just look at my daughter as your arm candy. Just, to have a little pretty young thing on your arm. I was like, ma'am, out of all due respect, your daughter is a whore. Not sexually, but like she's an emotional whore because she's a gold digger. She's literally arm candy for sale. She, as you out your mouth said, ma'am, your daughter cares more about things than people. Okay, which means she wants people to give her things, which means she's gonna have to be arm candy for someone for a price. Okay, don't check him. Excuse me about his motives about your daughter when your daughter's motives are diabolical. Okay, I'm gonna let him take care of me while I talk to my ex-boyfriend who would not wait for me. You don't have your daughter ain't shit. He's stupid, yes, we know. Fine, fine, fine. But however, you can't she can't just be yes, she can be. He paid for it. My watches, money, clothes, the ride to your house. Look, she's arm candy for at least the next 2 days. Anyway, Deonte, I guess, is nervous. I'm nervous, okay? He then said, me and her, we're engaged. Okay, so I'm not trying to, be fake with that. We're engaged. And she was like, what? You're you're engaged? Are you sure? He said, well, yeah. He was like, I also, I'm not going to cheat on her like the whole time. I've known her. I went out, to prevent myself from cheating on her. I got a sex toy named stop named her Nicole Jr. I'm like, why are you telling her mama that you bought a sex toy, named it after her daughter to prevent yourself from fuck? I'm like, that is the creepiest shit, Deonte. Stop being stupid. Anyway, Nicole mama then said, okay, I got my eye on you. She then goes, she talks to Nicole. So you're engaged? She's like, what? Yep, he said, you're engaged. We're not engaged. Nicole said she asked him to get her a ring. He then got her a ring that she wanted to wear around prison. I was, I got a ring, whatever. I have something that no one else has. Ha 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 ha. However, she said he must have took it wrong because I wasn't saying that for to be engaged. She go, why would you say we're engaged? He was like, aren't we engaged? She was like, no. He said, but I got you a ring, and then I said, you might as well marry me. You said, okay. So like, I'm like, that does not mean oh God. She said, I told you after that for me to be engaged, I would want somebody to get me the ring I want from one and also ask me properly, okay, which you did not do. So no, we're not engaged. And so now he's upset. She's upset. He brings up how she's not being loving to him. She's not the same person she thought he would be. And I'm just overwhelmed with how she's not being nice to me. And it's some bullshit. However, I think she may be overwhelmed. So I'm not going to leave her. I could not let her go. I was like, You can't fight stupid. And Deonte, you are being very stupid. And I'm not gonna fight you. I'm gonna leave you be. Okay, anyway, that was how the episode aired. That's how it went off, whatever. I'm done. Do not forget to come to Bonnie's page today, Sunday, for at 6:30 for the interview with Tressa. Nisha's page tomorrow at 9 p.m. with Alexis, and then Thursday, we're at Jamie's channel for our regular panel. I am done. It is 2:50 in the morning. I'm going to bed. I will see y'all and talk to y'all tomorrow. Peace. Where's the music? Here it is.
So filled with stress.